First of use of a diary and a calendar. Second, a daily to-do list and how it fails. Let's look at an activity sheet and a log sheet for time analysis. Fourth is delegation. Fifth is urgent important matrix. Sixth is procrastination and Pomodoro's technique. How do I deal with procrastination? And finally, the power of the word no. These 7 keys, if you start practicing it, if you start applying it in your day-to-day life, I guarantee you that your productivity will be enhanced. So let's look at all the things one by one. It is said that what goes into your diary happens. Now when I say diary, I mean also the calendar. Both are simultaneous. What should go in your diaries? If you have noticed that it is typically the professional stuff. I'm inviting you to involve the personal stuff in your diaries and your calendars. Even when you're giving time to your friends, to your relatives, which is personal stuff, refer to your calendar, and if you have the time, tell them this is the time that I have. Because when I say that you're going to give that time to your girlfriend or to your friend or to your relative, that time is their time, and then your job is to be 100% with them. This we easily do in our professional lives, and we don't take our personal lives into consideration. So let us look at a to-do list. Many of you might already be doing a to-do list, so I don't have to elaborate what a to-do list. To-do list is simply the jobs that I'm going to do today. Write it down. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever comes to your mind, write it down. Personal and professional. Now, typically what happens in a to-do list is you have 15, 20 items on your to-do list, right? And you're excited in the morning, you go to office, you start working, you start scratching, okay, this is done, calling somebody, sending a mail to somebody, dash. By afternoon, you have finished 10 out of the 15. By around 4 o'clock, you have finished 12 out of the 15 items. But guess what, at 4 o'clock, what is it that you realize? That the most important things are yet not done. Now, the point is that every day some part of your work is going to be pending. The question is not whether the to-do list is not a technique whereby you are going to complete your job every single day. So there is going to be work which is pending. The question is which work is pending. If you have ever failed on a to-do list, then you would know that the easy things we keep on doing it first, calling somebody, sending a mail, making bank payments, all that stuff is easy. And why we don't feel content at the end of the day is because we haven't done the important things that I need to do for the day. And that's what I call by failure of the to-do list. I'm going to help you how to deal with the to-do list failures. Okay? Will come when we do the urgent important matrix. You'll understand how do you deal with the to-do list failures. But those who are not doing their to-do lists, start doing it tomorrow. And guarantee that your productivity will skyrocket with the to-do list. Now, let's look at time analysis, activity sheet and log. This is critical. Before we can go into how do I deal with all the issues about my time, don't you think so? We need to know where am I investing, where am I spending time. That's what we spoke about some time back. So human beings love to live in a fantasy world. And we have a frugal relationship with reality. No wonder we find that we don't have time. The question is it real? Is it true? For which I'm going to make a statement. Productivity cannot be measured, but activity can be measured. So, the exercise here is to write down all the activities that you do personally and professionally. For an average person, it might be about 20 to 25 activities that he does on a daily basis. Now, remember that some activities are not done on a daily basis. So for example, if you do a report writing once a month, I want you to calculate the time that is required for that monthly work which you are going to do once a month in that 1 day's period. How much time do you think so it will require? You get my point. Extrapolate a once a month activity into your day-to-day so that you can give it a total timeline that totals to 24 hours. Okay, create a log sheet. After you finish creating writing your activity sheet, now remember I said activity can be measured, productivity cannot be. Now once you've finished making a timeline and totaling it to 24 hours, then take a piece of paper, call it a log sheet, take a half an hour, 1 hour interval from night 12 o'clock to the next day morning 12 o'clock for 24 hours. Every hour log down what you really do. This exercise is not done on every week basis, it is done once a week in 1 year time. Especially when you feel that I don't have time, that's the time when you should do this exercise. This 1 week you're not going to review, you're not going to analyze, you're not going to do anything during this week. Just logging is what you're going to do. And trust me, after 1 week, you will be zapped. You will know exactly where you spend your time and where have you invested your time. So please go ahead and do this exercise before you can go and go to the next chapter. This is what my timelines, my activity sheets look like. Some of the things that I don't do. Now I don't have training sessions every single day, so I don't give this presentations on every single day, but I have incorporated that much amount of time in a day so that it amounts to 24 hours. Include your personal, everything possible. Okay.